So there's a question for you guys. Why are leaves green? Why do they look green? Hopefully everybody knows the answer to this. Yes, because they're absorbing almost every wavelength except for green. Green is being reflected. Now, next thing we're going to do, we're going to go in some anatomy, some plant anatomy. So we're gonna start seeing where all this is happening. So we have a plant here and we have a leaf here. You cut a section of the leaf. This is the top and this is the bottom. In middle, you have these cells. These are called mesophyll cells. Meso means middle. I already typed this today. Phyll means leaf. So those are just some cells found in the middle. I'm going to repeat what I said. I said this is the top, this is the bottom. On the bottom, you notice there's these holes, and these are called stomata. Stomata. I need you guys to know that name, stomata. So that's what they're called. You don't see them here. They're found on underside of the leaf. What's gonna happen? Through these holes, carbon dioxide can go in the plant, and it needs that to make energy. But what also can happen is oxygen leaves through these holes and water can leave. It can cause dehydration. So when we talk about desert plants, this becomes very important. We're going to discuss that end of the lecture today. So carbon dioxide can go in through these holes, oxygen can leave, and also water can leave. So this is called stomata. So make sure you guys know gas exchange happens at the pores. Those are called stomata. Another thing on the top, there's no holes, and sometimes you see the plant leaves are very shiny and it has a waxy coating. So there's no spaces here. There's a waxy coating on top. So sometimes it's very easy to notice for some of the plants. Each leaf contains many mesophyll cells. Those are just referring to these cells here, mesophyll, the cells found in the middle. Now we are going to zoom in on these organelles called the chloroplast. So we're zooming in on chloroplast now. This is chloroplast. Next slide is going to zoom in inside of this chloroplast. So hopefully you guys are following me. So we zoom in on a chloroplast. This is what you see. You see two membranes, inner and outer. And then you see these coins, or you can think of as pancake stacks. These are called granium if it's single. If we're talking about all of them, it's called grana. So this is granium. And another thing I want you to notice here, I told you that you need to know stomata. You also need to know stroma. I know the words are very similar. Please don't confuse those two. Stroma is a liquid that's found inside. Stomata is the opening where the gas exchange happens. Stroma is the liquid. You also have outer membrane, inner membrane, and then this is called granium. Now we are going to zoom in on the granium. When you zoom in on the granium, you see there are discs that are, on top of each other, looking like pancake stacks. And the reason for this is to give it more surface area. This provides a more surface area. This membrane, or this part of the granium top, it's called thylakoid. That's called thylakoid. This is thylakoid, this is thylakoid, this is thylakoid. Inside, you see some space. This is called thylakoid space. So you have thylakoid space, and this is thylakoid. So this one, single one, is called thylakoid. What's found on here are proteins, pigment molecules. So those proteins are embedded in this membrane. And that's why it has larger surface area, because it needs those pigments to absorb the sunlight and make energy. I want everybody following me so far? Yes? Okay. Let me know if I'm going too fast, because I really need you guys to understand this. So since we looked at these, actually, I'll come back to this question because I still haven't covered one more thing. Okay, so now we're zooming in to the on the thylakoid. What you see on the thylakoid, you take this membrane, or you take this membrane. So this is thylakoid, thylakoid, thylakoid. This is thylakoid space. You zoom in on that. You're going to notice phospholipid bilayer, and you're gonna have a photosystem there. Photosystem is where it's going to observe the light, and that's going to cause a reaction, and that's how it's going to produce energy. We will get there. I'm just trying to go very slow. You don't need to worry about this chemical structure. This is just to show you how complicated it is. What's found in this photosystem is a chlorophyll molecule. Chlorophyll molecule is what's going to basically charge the electron using that sunlight. So far we said you have inner membrane, you have outer membrane, then you have these stacks called grana. Single one is called granium. Inside the fluid is called stroma. Then you zoom in on that. This is called thylakoid. This is called thylakoid space. Zoom in on that. You see the photosystem. Inside the photosystem, you see the chlorophyll. That's going to do what needs to be done. We will look at that.